Hi folks, this is question 10. So it gives us a coordinate graph there. So there's a TY class and they created a game involving coordinate treasure maps. So a game consists of tasks that involve directions. So the tasks in the game are based on the map. So treasure is hidden at the location -2, -5. So you just need to plot that. So it's nice, easy first question. So remember, x coordinate, y coordinate, you go across first and then up or down. So we go across to -2 and then we'll have to go down to -5. So -2, -5 is there on the graph. So we have to mark it as T on the graph. So that's where the treasure is. So food is located at a point F on the map. The point F is on the line which contains that point and the slope -1. The point F is also on the line which contains 6, 4 and has a slope of 0. So by drawing appropriate lines on the map, and that's in bold, so you have to draw the lines, you can't do it algebraically. You have to find the coordinates of F. So I'm going to do the second one here first. So the point 6, 4, so it goes through 6, 4 and has a slope of 0. So if it has a slope of 0, it just means that it's going to be a flat line. It's going to be a horizontal flat line. If you were to kind of put it into the formula y minus y1 equals m by x minus x1, if you put it in there, so y minus 4 is equal to 0 times x minus 6. So because whenever the slope is 0, it basically means the x coordinate is gone then, so it's just y minus 4 equals 0, so y equals 4. So it's the line y equals 4. So the line y equals 4 is the horizontal line there. Through B. Okay, so that's the line y equals 4. The other line then, we have to plot it. So there's probably a couple of ways you could do this. You could go and find the equation of the line, put it into that formula, and then when you've got that, you could figure out another point that it goes through, and then draw the line. What I'm going to do, because the slope is -1, a slope of -1 means that the line will be going down from left to right. So the line won't be rising like that. It'll be going down in some way like that. So, and because it's -1 is the same thing as -1/1. So rise and run. So for every 1 it goes down, it goes across 1 as well. So it goes down 1, across 1, down 1, across 1, down 1, across 1. That will basically be the kind of slope of the line. We know that the point 3 minus 5 is on the line. So 3 minus 5, so it's here. So therefore it's going to be going, so if we kind of go down 1 and across 1 there, we know that that point will be on the line, and then so it's basically going to go through those. So you could use your ruler. You could kind of keep going, so go across 1 and up 1, that point will be on the line, go across 1 and up 1, that one will be on the line, that one will be on the line. So it'll go through all of those points. So this is your line anyway. Yeah, so something like that. So you can see anyway, so what we're looking for our answer, then we've all the work done. We're looking at where the two lines that I've drawn meet, so the one going across and the one that I've just drawn there. So they meet clearly there at that point. So that's the point. So it's -6, you go across to -6 and up to 4. So minus 64 is our answer there. Okay, so a clue to another treasure is hidden in a locked box at the 0.64. So the 4-digit code to open the box is d to the power of 4, where d is the distance from B to C. So from B to C. So we must find the distance from B to C anyway. So B is 64. And C is minus 3, 2. So there's a formula in your log tables then called the length formula or distance formula. So it's x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So we label them x1, y1, x2, y2. So that's minus 3 minus 6 squared plus y2, which is 2 minus 4 squared. So that's going to be we're going to get, if you put it all in together, you'll get 81 plus 4, so root 81 plus 4, which is root 85. So if you put it all in there together from there, you'll just get root 85. So that is what D is. So you've worked out the distance from B to C, wasn't it? So D is root 85, but the 4-digit code was actually D to the power of 4. So what you need to do is just put it to the power of 4. So you need to do root 85. To the power of 4. So root 85 to the power of 4. You can do that on the calculator as well. It's 7225. So that's the 4-digit code then, worked out. So a meeting point 2m is below the x-axis. So P is a distance of root 41 from 0.64. So find the value of m and plot the point P. So what they're telling us here really is that from the point 2m to the point 64, that the distance is root 41, so that it takes root 41 to get there. So if we kind of use distance formula for that, what they're telling us really is that if we use distance formula, that the answer is basically root 41. So if we sub all of those in, you should get root 41, but remember one of them is an m there, one of the coordinates is an m, so but we just put it in kind of the same anyway, starting off. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So x2 is 6, so 6 minus x1 is 2 squared plus y2 is 4 minus y1 is m squared is equal to root 41. So here we get 6 minus 2, which is 4, and square it is 16. So root of 16 plus, here we actually have double brackets, so you must multiply them out. So it's 4 minus m, 4 minus m, so you get 16 minus 8m plus m squared. So what I've done there is I've gone off and I've done 4 minus m, so you multiply out those double brackets, and you can use the grid method or whatever if you want, but what you should get is 16 minus 8m plus m squared, and all of that is equal to root 41. Then because they both have roots, both sides, what I can do is I can just square both sides. So what that'll do is it'll just get rid of the roots. So I'll just get 16 plus 16 minus 8m plus m squared is equal to 41. So you'll just get that. Then I'm just going to rearrange it. So I'm going to put the m squared first because it's turning into a quadratic now. Put the minus 8m next. Then 16 plus 16 is 32, is equal to 41. I'll just leave the 41 there. Then move over to 41 and you'll get minus 9. Yep, so m squared minus 8m. 32 take away 41 because it changes to a minus when it goes across the equal sign. So minus 9 is equal to 0. Here you've got a quadratic. What you could do, what a lot of students like doing, is using the minus b formula here. So put them into the minus b formula. A would be 1, b would be minus 8, c would be minus 9, and put it in and you'll get two solutions, and you still have to go from there at the end. Then you'll or what you could do is factorize it. It's probably an easier way. You don't have to put it into the big formula if you know how to factorize. So you're looking for two numbers that would multiply to give you minus 9, but would add to give you minus 8. So minus 9 and plus 1. So minus 9 plus 1 is minus 8. Minus 9 multiplied by positive 1 is minus 9. That all equals 0. Because they both equal 0, one of them has to be 0. Either m minus 9 equals 0 or m plus 1 equals 0. So either m equals 9 or m equals minus 1. So you've got two solutions here for what m could be. Now if you use the minus b formula, you should get both of those as your answer, 9 and minus 1. So we still need to figure out the last little bit here. Go back up to the question again. So it's below the x-axis. That's important here because we're going to rule out one of them now. So the point 2m is below the x-axis. So we've got two possible coordinates for 2m. So it's either 2, 9 or it's 2 minus 1. So which one of those is below the x-axis? So you can see clearly here that it's going to be the 2 minus 1. So the point 2 minus 1 is here on the diagram, so that's P, because 2, 9 would have been up here. Well, it'd be off up. It'd be up there actually. It'd be up past what's on the diagram there. So it would definitely be above the x-axis. So this one is below the x-axis. So that's the point plotted. Right. So. Part C then, so the line K has equation, verify by using substitution that the point T minus 2 minus 5 is on K. So all we have to do here is we just have to sub in. Minus 2 is your x value, minus 5 is your y value. So x minus y minus 3 equals 0. So we just have to put in a minus 2 instead of x. Minus, and then we're putting in a minus 5 instead of y, so it's minus 5, and then minus 3 equal to 0. So minus 2 minus minus gives us a plus here, so plus 5 minus 3 equals 0. So minus 2 plus 5 is positive 3, take away 3 is 0. So we get 0 equals 0. So it checks out. So because you got 0, if you didn't get 0 equals 0 there, if you got a 2 say on the left hand side, then it wouldn't be on it. then that point wouldn't be on k, but you got 0 equals 0, so that verifies it. So another treasure also needs to be somewhere on the line k. You must pick a spot along k to contain this treasure. So use algebra to find another point on k other than t. Right, so you'll get all different answers here then. The point is x minus y minus 3 is equal to 0. So all you have to do is you just have to pick any value and sub it into either x or y. So I'm going to pick a nice easy one. I'm going to let x equal 0. So I'm basically subbing in a 0 instead of x, and that'll be my x coordinate then. So 0 minus y minus 3 is equal to 0. If I move the minus 3 across the equal sign, I get minus y is equal to minus 3. Sorry, y is equal to 3 because it becomes a positive 3 when it goes across. And then y is equal to minus 3. You multiply across by minus 1. So my x coordinate was 0. My y coordinate I found out is minus 3. So my point is 0 minus 3. That's my answer. Now you might get a different answer. You can sub in anything you want in for x or y and just figure out a point from there. So a spade for digging is hidden on the line L, which is parallel to K. So the line L contains the point minus 3, 2. Alright, so minus 3, 2. So we're going to use, it's just to find the equation of the line. So we're going to use y minus y1 equals m by x minus x1. That's the equation of the line formula. That's going to be your x1, that's going to be your y1, because that point is on the line. The problem is the m, so we don't know what the slope is. So it tells us that it's parallel to k. The line k is this line up here from the last part, x minus y minus 3 equals 0. So because it's parallel, that means it has the same slope. So parallel means that it has same slope. So you have to know that that parallel lines on a graph will have the same slope. So if we knew what the slope of this line over here is, then it's going to be the same as the one that we're going to plot. So the way we're going to work it out is we're going to change it into the form y equals mx plus c. So if I change it into this format, the m will be in front of the x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move everything across to the right hand side apart from the minus y. So we get minus y is equal to x on the left hand side. It will become a minus x when it goes over. So minus x, and 3 on the left, minus 3 on the left hand side will become a positive 3 when it goes over. So plus 3. Then I don't want minus y on the left hand side. I want just a y, like in the y equals mx plus c. So I'm going to multiply by minus 1. So we get y is equal to x, because minus x times by minus 1 is positive x, and minus 3. Now the slope there then, there's nothing in front of the x, but automatically when there's nothing in front there's an invisible 1 there, so the m has to be 1. So therefore if the slope of that line is 1, then the slope of every line parallel to it is 1. So I'm going to use 1 as my slope when I'm putting it into the formula to get our answer. So to get the equation of this line L, so I'll put it in then, y minus 2 is equal to 1 multiplied by x minus minus 3. So minus minus 3 is plus 3. Y minus 2 is equal to x plus 3, and that's your answer then. You just have to tidy it up a little bit. Yeah, you can just move the minus 2 over to the other side. It'll become a plus 2. So y is equal to x plus 3 plus 2 is 5. That's the answer. So that's it then. That's all for question 10, and that's it for the whole exam paper.